Welcome back, everyone. Today we are talking about the first 90 days of automation.
And thank goodness for that, Alex. Most people I talk to are terrified of where to even start.
Exactly. They think they need to hire a dev team or build a robot army by Tuesday.
Which is obviously impossible. So let's get concrete. What does day one actually look like?
Day one is not building anything. It's an audit. You have to map your process.
Map it? Like, write it down on a whiteboard?
Exactly. You track every single thing you do for a week. Every email, every invoice, every copy-paste.
That sounds incredibly tedious. Do people actually do that?
The ones who succeed do. If you don't know the steps, you can't automate them.
Give me an example. What's the first thing you usually tell a client to look for?
Repetitive data entry. Think of a client onboarding form arriving via email.
Okay, that's a classic. You get an email, you open a spreadsheet, you type the name, you open your CRM, you type it again.
Right. That manual ping-pong between apps is the first thing to target.
Is it really that simple? Is that where the 90-day journey kicks off?
Yes. You identify the low-hanging fruit. Tasks that take 5 minutes but happen 10 times a day.
So the goal of the first month isn't AI transformation. It's just cleaning up the mess?
Exactly. You can't automate a bad, broken process. You just get a faster broken process.
I love that. A faster broken process is just a headache at high speed.
Precisely. The first 30 days are purely observation and documenting your current workflows.
Wait, document everything? That sounds like a project in itself.
It is, but without it, you're just guessing where the bottlenecks are.
So, month one is effectively a no-tech month for the tech guy?
Most definitely. You can't fix what you haven't seen clearly.
Okay, I buy it. No shiny tools yet. Just observation.
If you buy a subscription to a fancy automation tool on day one, you will waste money.
I think I've done that once or twice. It's an expensive mistake.
We all have. The audit is the only way to avoid that trap.
Got it. Audit first, software second. What comes after the audit?
Now we move into what I call the low-hanging fruit phase.
Okay, so we're into the second month. What are we actually building?
We pick one workflow. Just one. Don't try to automate the whole business at once.
Why not? Why not go for the big wins immediately?
Because if the big win fails, you get discouraged and quit. Small wins build momentum.
Fair point. So, what's a classic small win for a small business?
Email sorting. Connecting your inbox to a simple task manager.
Like, automatically moving invoice emails into a folder?
Exactly. Or triggering a notification in your team chat when a lead form is filled out.
That sounds achievable. Does it require a PhD in computer science?
Not at all. You can use no-code platforms where you just drag and drop blocks.
I've seen those. They look like colorful logic games.
They are. And they are powerful enough for 90% of small business tasks.
What about the cost? Is this going to break the bank?
Most of these tools have free tiers that are perfect for starting out.
So, month two is about picking one process and making it hands-off.
Yes. You set up a trigger, say, a new lead, and an action, like adding them to your CRM.
And you do this for 30 days?
You do this for a few hours. Then you test it for the rest of the month.
Test it? Like, make sure it doesn't send 500 emails to the wrong person?
Exactly. You watch the data. You iterate. You ensure the system is reliable.
What if it breaks? Do you have to be sitting there watching it?
Initially, yes. You spend the month ironing out the bugs.
So, month two is the pilot program.
Perfect title. You are piloting one automated process to prove the concept.
I like that. It feels manageable. It feels low stakes.
That's the key. You build confidence. You see the time saved.
And once you see that time saved, you're hooked.
Exactly. The psychological shift is the biggest part of the journey.
But wait, what about the team? If I'm a business owner, how do I explain this to my employees?
The human element. That is where most people hit a wall.
Because they think I'm trying to replace them with a bot, right?
Spot on. Fear of displacement is the #1 friction point.
How do you handle that? Do you just tell them it's for the best?
No, you involve them in the audit. Ask them what they hate doing.
Oh, that's clever. If they hate the task, they'll want the automation.
Exactly. Frame it as we are removing the drudgery so you can do the creative work.
That sounds great in a brochure, but what if their job is the drudgery?
Then you upskill them. You use the time saved to have them focus on strategy or customer care.
Is that realistic? Can a data entry clerk suddenly become a strategist?
Maybe not overnight, but they can become a customer success manager.
I see. It's about shifting the focus, not just dumping the work.
And be honest. If a role is becoming entirely automated, be transparent about the transition.
That's heavy, but necessary. I suppose transparency builds more trust than a surprise layoff.
Always. When you involve the team, they often end up being the best architects of the automation.
Because they know the pain points better than anyone.
Exactly. They'll say, "Hey, if we could automate this, my life would be so much better."
And suddenly, the automation isn't a threat, it's a tool they asked for.
That is the holy grail of change management.
What about the people who resist? The old school folks?
You lead by example. Show them the results. Don't force them until they see the benefit.
So, keep it voluntary initially?
Or at least frame it as an experiment. Keep the stakes low.
I like that. Experiments are easier to swallow than mandates.
Exactly. It turns, "This is the new way," into "Let's see if this helps you."
Got it. So, month 3. What happens when the pilot is a success?
Month 3 is when you scale. You take what you learned and expand.
So, we add more complexity? More tools?
Carefully. You look for the next logical step in the chain.
Give me an example of scaling. How do you go from one task to a chain?
Say you automated lead intake. Now you add automated scheduling.
So when the lead comes in, they get a link to book a call?
Exactly. The lead fills the form, they get a calendar invite, and the system sets up the Zoom meeting.
That's a big jump in sophistication from just sorting emails.
It is. And this is where you start needing to think about system integration.
Is that just a fancy way of saying making sure the tools talk to each other?
Basically, you ensure that if the CRM updates, the calendar updates too.
How do you avoid creating a spaghetti system where one break ruins everything?
Documentation. Keep a simple map of what talks to what.
Does this mean I need to hire a full-time person to maintain this?
Not for a small business. You just need a maintenance day once a month.
A maintenance day? What do you do on that day?
You check your logs. You make sure the connections are still active.
Like a digital spring cleaning?
Exactly. You see what errors popped up and fix them.
Is that enough to keep things running?
Usually, automation is pretty robust once it's set up correctly.
What if you scale too fast? I've heard horror stories about that.
That's the risk. If you automate too many things at once, you lose track of the process.
So the rule is one at a time?
One at a time until you're confident. Then maybe two.
I feel like I'm learning a lot here. It's less AI genius and more disciplined gardener.
That is the perfect analogy. You plant, you prune, you monitor.
And sometimes you have to pull a weed or a bad automation out.
Exactly. Not every automation works. Some are just not worth the trouble.
So, we've covered the 90 days. Audit, pilot, team alignment, and scaling.
But the work doesn't end at 90 days, right?
Oh, tell me it ends. Please tell me it ends.
It's a continuous loop. You optimize, you add new things, you refine.
Sounds like I'm signing up for a lifelong project.
Think of it as a competitive advantage. The businesses that do this win.
That's the motivation. But let's get real about the maintenance phase.
Right. What do you want to know?
How do you know when an automation has become a liability?
When you spend more time fixing it than the time it saves you.
That's a clear metric. If I'm fixing the bot for 2 hours a week and it saves me 1 hour, that's a bad deal.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to scrap an automation if it's too brittle.
What about when the software providers change their APIs? That sounds like a nightmare.
It happens. But that's why you use standard, popular tools.
The ones everyone uses?
Yes. If a tool is widely used, they'll update their integrations quickly.
Stick with the big players.
Got it.
Exactly. Avoid the obscure, niche software if you want stability.
Are there any don'ts that people absolutely must follow?
Don't automate customer-facing communication that requires empathy.
Like, don't let AI handle a refund request or a complaint.
Never. That's a fast track to losing customers.
What about the human-in-the-loop approach?
That's the sweet spot. Let the AI draft the response, you review and hit send.
That feels safer. You get the speed of the machine and the heart of the human.
Precisely. Never fully outsource your brand's voice.
So, 90 days down. What's the biggest takeaway for our listeners?
Start small, document everything, and don't fall in love with the tech.
Fall in love with the process improvement instead?
Yes. Focus on the result, the time, the efficiency, the clarity.
This has been incredibly grounding, Alex. I feel like I could actually start this now.
That's all I wanted. Just start the audit. That's your only homework.
Write down everything I do for a week.
Got it.
You'll be surprised at how much of it is just busy work.
I'm honestly a little scared to see the list.
That fear is just the realization that you're ready for change.
I like that framing. We're not fixing a mess. We're leveling up.
Exactly. It's an investment in your own freedom.
Freedom from the mundane. I can get behind that.
Before we go, any final questions from your side?
What about the AI part? We talked a lot about basic automation.
Good catch. In the first 90 days, don't worry about AI, as in LLMs or agents.
Just stick to rules-based automation?
Yes. If this then that. Save the fancy generative stuff for later.
Why?
Everyone wants to talk about AI agents.
Because if you don't have the foundation, the AI will just hallucinate and make a mess.
The faster broken process again. I see it now.
Exactly. Get the rules right, then add the intelligence.
That makes so much sense. I'm glad we clarified that.
It's a journey. You have to walk before you run.
Well, I'm ready to start walking. Thanks for the roadmap, Alex.
My pleasure. Let's see how our listeners do with their audits.
I'm sure